Welcome back to Rayman 3. You are about to not realize what the hell I'm doing. I'm actually trying to find a Matavu, which I could hear but cannot see for the life of me. In the section that we are entering, we are about to... By the way, the Matavu is here, where Rayman is right now. We're about to enter a section where after a short fight we will be introduced to a new game mechanic, which is that of plum juice. If you remember what Murphy said in the Fairy Council, Glowbox is allergic to plum juice and Andre can force Glowbox to drink it, which is exactly what's going to happen. And since Glowbox is allergic, let's just say that things will happen. Things that amount to some Deus Ex Machinas and some moderately amusing effects. Another thing is that combo for the score when you kill enemies actually lasts for a little bit longer than when you collect gems.
Get moving, Glowbox, or I'll tear your heart out! Go! Ah, yes!
I can swim! I can swim!
There is a number of things that can happen when Glowbox drinks plum juice, and this is one of those. I think we encounter it once more later in the game, although do not quote me on that, I may be wrong.
Glowbox, get me something to drink or I'll suck up your intestine like an oversized piece of spaghetti!
Hey, Rayman, how much further to the doctor's?
That is quite gruesome, I must say, for what was originally, I'm guessing, envisaged as a kid's game. That is quite gruesome. Now, you will not see me succeed at all the possible tricks for min-maxing the score and breaking the system, but I will still try to collect as much as possible, due to the reason that I want to unlock and, well, show off the extras, the minigames and some extra videos in there, which I may have to replay the levels for otherwise, and I don't want to do that, at least not in an attempt to min-max everything. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to actually sequence break, precisely in order to get so many points that I will not have to worry about it later. But unfortunately it requires abusing the bug, and I realize that I don't remember where the bug is, so I cease trying pretty quickly. That sequence break involves getting to this hoodlum that has this vortex power earlier than he's supposed to be, because he originally only gets down there once you have defeated everything else. Yeah, this happens too. Although this game is still more polished as far as performance and bugs go, it's still more polished than Rayman 2. Especially when we talk about the end game, because God, Rayman 2 end game is buggy as hell. And this is also possible. And one thing that I have not showed off, which I should, is that when you hit an enemy with a vortex, they become small.
Haha! Even spider glue can't do this. Check it out, Rayman. I'm flying. This rules. Yeehaw! Unidentified flying objects from a galaxy far, far away submit to my power. I repeat, submit to my power. Hi, Rayman. What's up down there? Can't you fly? Like everyone else?
In case you didn't understand what Glowbox said there in the very beginning, he said spider glute. Glute here is not but. Glute here is actually a type of bird, a fictional bird of course, which Glowbox does not particularly like and mentions them all the time. And what we want to do now is open that one wooden door. But it's surprisingly non-trivial, so I will cut out like a minute of me failing and get right to the point where I do not fail, which is here. Normally you're supposed to actually use a power-up to pick this thing up, because with a power-up it would have been 3000 points and not 1500. But oh well. I will get a smiley face in the end. And now we are going to get what is my favorite, by far, power-up, except we're actually a bit far away from it for now. Doing this was in fact completely unnecessary because I will get down here later anyway. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember what the hell I was doing a day ago.
I gotta go finish my yogurt.
So this is the Lockjaw power-up and it has dual purpose. Its puzzle purpose is basically a replacement for the purple lumps from Rayman 2, and in combat it's this. You grab onto enemies, you bite them with these lockjaws and you electrocute them. And one round of electrocution equals one normal uncharged punch. So yeah, you are grabbing enemies and electrocuting them. Yeah, that is quite morbid, I think. And I believe that this is where I show off the way that these Trebel do not get aggravated, do not get awakened by Rayman strafing towards them. And I was wrong about myself getting down over there, back there. This is where I get down, and now I have to get all the way back up. And in hindsight, it's something that I really should have cut out. But thankfully it will not take long. We're already there. The reason why I love the Lockjaw power-up the most is that it, well, first, blue is my favorite color of all the 5 colors that have power-ups that correspond to them. And it also lasts the longest. So that's nice as well.
Don't provoke me, I'm warning you.
Yes, in fact, Glowbox being drunk on plum juice
I'm on a roll.
is a fairly frequent effect. It happens much more frequently than him suddenly getting a superpower of being able to swim up a goddamn waterfall.
Phew.
The power-ups in this game are essentially the way the puzzles are structured, because almost all puzzles in the game are centered around you being required to go somewhere and get a power-up to, well, use it for its intended puzzle purpose. Like here, you want to break open a door with a red power.
I have to go break something.
And the sources are almost always, once again, either the hoodlums or the cages. There's also one mini game that results in you getting a power-up, but we will not get to that until much later.
Hey, me!
This place rules! Look at that, Rayman! Plums! I love plum juice!
I like plum juice too, as long as it's fermented.
What a party pooper! Take in the view! Breathe! Stop and smell the flowers!
Down here, if I breathe, I die.
I'm gonna barf. I'm a lover, not a fighter!
So, making a return from Rayman 2, in addition to plum juice, also we have the plums. And their usage is somewhat abridged compared to Rayman 2, because now you only use them to, well, do this. In Rayman 2 you could also use them to float on lava. %. What a tease! So, new mechanic, new power.
Enough with the costumes already! We gotta get to the doctors!
Come on! You haven't scored yet! I hope you have better luck with the ladies!
Shut up, Andre. So, Shock Rocket. This is what this power is called, and it's used entirely for solving puzzles. The reason for that being that it only has one charge, and its lifespan is very short. I think it's the shortest, or maybe the second shortest of all the powers.
Are you finally done goofing off? Can we get going now? Go.
Give it up, Blondie! You're hopeless!
Bravo! Well done! You're the best! Can we go now?
Do you see a place to go to, Glowbox?
Finally! It's about time!
It's gonna get worse from here. Normally you're supposed to kill that hoodlum with a shock rocket, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to do some minor min-maxing. I'm not sure why I call me trying to get as many points as possible min-maxing if I'm not min, I'm just maxing. I'll call it maxing out from now on. They are introducing a new enemy type here, and these guys with lots of bottles, they're going to throw the explosive cocktails at you. Usually defeating them is a puzzle.
Give me a drink or I start nibbling his arteries!
We've heard that already. It's a puzzle because they usually stay in difficult to access positions, so you are usually required to use a shock rocket or somehow use your powers to actually be able to get to them. They don't engage you just like this, the way most regular hoodlums do.
Plum juice!
Oh, this is not good at all. Modern technology at its finest, no doubt about it. What's it for?
Actually, I've been wondering the exact same thing, Globox. I've been wondering the exact same thing. And yes, you will occasionally see me renew the power-ups just in order to make sure that I get as much double points as possible. I mean, as many double points as possible. And this guy is finally out of his hiding, and now we can kill him with a shock rocket. This cage is unpleasant and it's hard to miss. It's very easy to miss. So you pretty much have to know that it's there.
I'd love to stay and chat, but it's bingo night.
And yes, another thing about the teensies is that, well, and the cages, is that every time you break a cage, they will have some witty, or sometimes mildly witty phrase to say.
A barrel! Ow!
These bubbles are another thing that we will see quite frequently, because they are oftentimes the way you are supposed to progress through the game. Really, they're essentially just glorified spawning platforms. But still, it makes more sense than if just something spawned out of thin air, so props to you on that, Ubisoft. And yes, these things sometimes happen and they don't make any sense.
Something's wrong. Hey, Rayman, I didn't know you had a twin.
You know what, I do not find these jokes funny, but I don't find them offensive either. Maybe it's just me and my Stockholm syndrome kicking in, I don't know.
Phew.
So, now that we have cleaned everything up and spent like 3 minutes in this area, we can finally move on to the next section. So this section consists of 2 rooms, which essentially comprise one big power-up puzzle.
Any takers? Huh? Come and get it.
Now you can see these gems around. I will actually grab them with a red power-up off camera. I will make a cut, because that's like 1.5 minutes of me just jumping around the room and then getting back to get the power-up, because it expires quickly. So I will spare you from that. That is not particularly interesting to watch. And I fail miserably at this platforming. All you have to do, all I had to do, was to just jump up and grab onto that net. But I failed. They even give you the gems to, well, to show you where exactly you're supposed to jump. But no, I could not do that. I could not do a task as simple as that.
I'd love to stay and chat, but it's bingo night.
And now I'm going to make that cut, because I will be simply jumping around the edge of the room and getting the gems.
I need to go mow my petunias.
I'm pretty sure that you do not mow petunias, but hey, who am I to judge? This guy's a florist and I'm just a guy.
I need to go crochet a doily.
You need to go crochet a what? A toilet? A darling? What?
Rayman, over there, the doctor's office. We made it!
You cracked me up, big butt!
Thank you for watching, we're close to the end, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.